Man, it's getting serious. It's getting serious. I made a video last time on Doris Oglala, and I said, when she came out saying a lot of things after Pastor Chris Okafor got married to the fiancé he engaged, where she came out saying that he raped her there, and out of the rape, he was coerced to get married to her because she's pregnant right now, and the girl's mother is in the choir, blah 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 blah. And I said, you knew all this and still wanted to marry him, and I thought that's where the whole thing was going to end. But now here we are. She came on this interview called the Kaatruth interview. You can go right there on YouTube and check out the full video right there. I watched the complete video yesterday, and I would say I was speechless, and at the same time wasn't speechless, because already now I'm irreligious, and already I know about all these things, and so because I know all these things, nothing really moves me. I read about Ravi Zacharias 2020 when he died, a lot of things that I found out about him. Not just him, when you're going through the history books, you'd always find these things about religious leaders. Nothing is new. But then regarding Chris Okafor, a lot of revelations, and she said that is not all. It's more like only the beginning. And this is a woman who feels so hurt, feel betrayed, feel abandoned, and she's just expressing herself in the best way that she can. And what can I say? These are two people. We'll be hoping that Pastor Chris Okafor comes here and hosts this interview, but then check this one out. This is like a snippet, like the trailer I'll call to the movie interview, because it's what it seems like. Check it out.
Chris is a scammer. People should know. He works with, I'm not lying, it's verifiable. He's the person in charge of that case. It's Omaka. He works with NCCC. They say it's Interpol that came to arrest him. Chris used his account to collect money from fraudsters, church account. They paid $60,000. When they paid the money, the people agreed 10% with Chris Okafor. When the money landed, Chris became greedy and collaborated the money for himself. The people got angry and went to report to police, Interpol. When they reported to Interpol, the Interpol invited him. Panic is understatement. He locked the door. They come, please call your girl. They are downstairs in the church. They want to embarrass me. Call your girl. Call people I know to help intervene and stop the arrest that he was going to come. That was how they stopped.
So that was how that case died?
No.
So what you're saying is that Chris is what Yahoo boy they call these people? No, he got another name where Yahoo boy
Azaman. Who is he leaving me for after all the atrocities that we have committed? I'm not saying it in the place of love. That is the misunderstanding. Everybody is saying, oh, move on. It's not about love for me. It's about pain. I was the confusion that Jeremiah said he sent to their midst. Because one time Jeremiah came out and said, I have sent confusion in their midst. I was the confusion. So I was listening to everybody.
So you've been the Holy Spirit and now you are also confusion.
Yes. He gave me 10 million. Remaining 35 million. They say I should take 15 million and leave 20 million. I said, we had that argument. They said, no. They said, okay, they paid 15 million to me through the brother.
So this is how they used to be sharing our tithe money.
DSS, they should go to that church and open that altar. Open his altar. I won't say further than that. When they were building that place collapsed. Somebody died too. But apart from somebody there is something, there's a blogger that found something on the ground. This man was begging. He called me, said, what do I give to this blogger to close his mouth? The DSS should go and open that altar. If let them see if they will see something. I know what I'm saying. That's all I will say.
The church altar.
The church altar where he used to stand, that pulpit, they should dig it up and open it.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Kel Armstrong. I'm calling you from the Kaatruth podcast.
Okay, Kaatruth podcast.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir. I'm sorry to disturb your afternoon. We have Doris Oglala in our studio, and
Man. I watched the podcast. I watched this particular interview, and she said some statement she made. She said, I don't even want to go here because it is going to involve some other people. And some other people whom she was referring to probably could be other ministers themselves, that for her she feels she doesn't have issues with, and so she just has issues with Chris Okafor, and so she's only saying things that are within that spectrum. It's a whole lot right here. You've heard for yourself. What else am I here to say? I'm aware of the religious gimmicks. If you've read of Vladimir Rasputin, you can go ahead and read in here. It was a Russian mystic. Read about him. Read of Ravi Zacharias when he died. It's a lot of it's a whole lot of religious mistakes that we've had there, or religious leaders that we've had right through history till now. But then I'm still of the opinion that religion will never die, and all these things will continue to happen, because people would always want to believe whatever they want to believe, and people are dying to believe in something, like Robert Greene wrote in his 48 Laws of Power. Another person again, like in Nigeria, that has been riddled with so much scandal has been Apostle Joshua Suleiman. Today there's this drama of this, of that, of either he having slept with a member, having slept with this actress, this day. I think he's currently battling an issue with Sore currently now. I think Sore posted something December 13. He's also having his own right here. It's these things keep happening, and then you ask yourself if the members are not hearing. But then religion is more like cult, and it doesn't matter what you put out there about the church, about the leader. The church members will always find justificational statement. They can always find reference from their scriptures and say these are the times and the devil is trying to use this person to bring down this person or that person. But then when the allegations are too many, I mean, we begin to look at it very much. Now, I would say that Doris Oglala herself, of course, she's coming out to say this because she's pained. But what I like about her is that she admits it. She admits it, that yes, you can't leave me for anybody. You've done this to me, and I'm coming out to say this. That's one thing I really do like about her in this particular incident. And she has come out to say she doesn't care. And so now we don't need to continue saying that same thing and say, oh, you knew this and then you kept quiet all this while. She said it. If you had not left her, she wouldn't come out here to say it. So she feels abandoned, she feels hurt, and at the same time she lost her brother. In the interview, she talked about how she believed that it was spiritual. The death of her brother was spiritual, because suddenly he just complained that one of his leg was hurting, and then the next thing, he was brought to the village, 2 legs paralyzed, and then before he had a blurry sight, and the whole health of this her brother deteriorated, and from there he died. And ever since then she has not been herself. And then she talked about how probably it was the money, because she said she helped them cover up a case, and then that case was a serious case that involved Pastor Chris Okafor and Pastor Jeremiah Fufuin, and it involved a missing baby called Baby Testimony. And in this case, she helped them find a way, because it involved a guy known as Proflex, who was more like a blackmailer and all of that. I wanted to go check out the video, because I just feel that it would be unfair to come here and tell you everything when this particular person, the Kaatruth, has taken his time to organize a video and put out there. But I'm just briefing it to you, so at least I can spoil you to go check out the video. And then she talked about after the incident, she was supposed to receive her own reward, because her own investigations and trying to help them win the case, because they used the information that she was able to get to help solve the issue. And Pastor Jeremiah gave her 35 million, which Chris refused that he sent directly to her, because he didn't want Jeremiah to have access to her. And so he sent the money to him so he can give it to her, I think on the promise that he would buy her a car. And Chris said Jeremiah didn't send all the money complete. He gave her 10 million at first, and then it was remaining, was it 25 million or so. And she wanted to get the money at the end of the day, and it was as a result of this money, when she tried to do more digging, she found out that Jeremiah actually sent all the money that particular day. He sent all the money to Chris, and Chris was the one who refused to give her all the money. And then it became a battle for the funds, and the battle for the funds escalated into back and forth, and here we are today. And for her, she believed that money was the root cause of it, because she began to try to get that money by all means, and she was surprised. And she made a statement to say that even regardless of that money, she was Chris's girlfriend, and so can't he give her 15 million? Can't he give her 20 million? I mean, she was his girlfriend, and she is aware of how much money that comes in. Like, she was their wingman. She helped them clean dirty jobs, and so now it seems as though they want to abandon her. I get from where that pain is coming from, because for her, she was loyal to him. She, every single thing she did, like she said, she did it from a place of love, right? And she did it because she cared about him. But at some stage, she began to question if he cared about her in the same measure, especially in cases where she was told to even show or reveal her explicit part of her body just to be able to gain information. And she wondered why, and then she began to wonder if he truly cared about her. How come it seems as though he's using her as a tool for his own protection rather than truly guarding and protecting her? A whole lot in that podcast, about 1 hour 40 minutes. You can go check it out right there. It dropped yesterday at 6 p.m. and it is filled with a lot of revelations. But then, like I always say, there are two sides to every story. But then, will Pastor Chris Okafor come out to give us his take? I must comment something of Pastor Chris Okafor. Now, he could be guilty of all these things, which I believe he is, because when you watch the story, you can see that she was talking with verifiable facts. She was putting it out confidently, and the information she gave, was consistent. Now, but then, if anybody is smart enough, you'd understand that when allegations like this come out, the best thing to do is keep quiet. Because when you come out to offer explanations, people read more meanings into it, and then it fans the flame. And so I would say that Chris is a very smart individual for not coming out to say anything at all. I hope he doesn't come out to say anything at all and then give it time. Regardless of the allegations, he can sort those ones behind the scenes. Regardless of how true the allegations are, he can sort them behind the scenes. But if he dares come out to say, oh, I want to clarify, I want to talk this, I want to say this, I want to say that, I think that it is going to become a very big and major issue. And so I would say that I commend him so far for being smart enough not to actually indulge her. Now, if you listen to this in the beginning of the podcast, she made one statement to say that I'm coming out to say all this because I have nothing to lose. She has lost her brother, and she believes that there's nothing else to lose. Chris was the one man she really cared about, but doesn't care about him anymore. So now there's no partner whom she loves, there's no brother, and she doesn't even have a child. And so, sometimes children serve as comfort to our losses. So she doesn't have a child, she doesn't have a brother, she doesn't have a lover. What else does she have? Nothing. So right now she's in so much pain of wasted years, grieving. It's a whole lot for her right now. So she's ready to go to any extreme, and that is not someone you want to pick a fight with. And I don't know if Chris didn't see it coming or he underrated her, but here we are now. Everything is being laid right here at our feet. A whole lot of other third parties were involved in between, but she tried her best just to stick to the Chris's story. She knows a lot. By looking at her, you can tell she knows a lot. And then you see, for me, I am just here saying that there's a whole lot we can learn from this, a whole lot that we can learn from this. So this from me to you is Great Dave Entertainment Vlog. And yeah, for now, I'm out.